Welcome to the third video of Math for Year 9 from the BBS School. Today we are going to do some reasoning problems using system of equations. My recommendation as a teacher for all students is first read carefully the problem so we can work properly. This is problem number 7, level 3, in page from the student book 82. It says like this. There are two queues at a bus stop at a certain time. The number of people in each of the queues are A and B, and A is greater than B. A is greater than B means that from the two queues, the queue A is greater, has more people than the queue B. So if we have, for example, results like 50 and 40, that means that A is going to be 50 and B is going to be 40. Now with that information, we can keep reading. A says, if the difference in the number of people in these two queues is 10, form an equation. We know that in order to take the difference of something, the operation that we have to take is subtraction. That's a very important word. When we are talking about a difference, remember that we are always trying to talk about subtraction. So if we are talking about the difference of people, in this case, from these two queues, we are going to talk about the difference between A and B. Of course, the difference is going to be, as I said before, a subtraction operation, but because A is bigger than B, A has to come first. The difference will be 10 people. If you do the operation like this, it's completely wrong, because we cannot take the difference if this one is smaller and this one is bigger. The result is going to be negative. And it doesn't make sense if we are talking about minus 10 people. So remember, if this one is bigger, this one will go first. This one is smaller, it will go later of the subtraction sign. Now we have the first equation. We have the first equation because here says form an equation connecting A and B. We are done with A. We can continue with B, the second part. If the longer queue has twice as many people as the shorter queue, form an equation connecting A and B. That means that, for example, we have the queue A, we have the queue B. Remember that A is bigger. So, for example, if we have in this queue that is bigger is twice bigger, that means that, for example, if A has 5 people, if A has 10 people, B will have the half, about 5 people. If B has, for example, 7 people, A is going to have twice as much as this one, 14. So, in order to make them equal, because we have to connect this equation, what we can do? If we want to make these two the same, the equal, we have to put a number 2 here. 2 times 7, it will be 14 as well. But instead of writing 14, that is the number of people in the queue A, we are going to write A. We have to copy the number 2. And instead of writing 7, that is the number of people in queue B, we are going to write B. So I can erase all of this. and we have the following. If you read again, it will make sense, because if the longer queue, we have the longer queue, has twice as many people as the shorter queue, we have the shortest queue is this one. We have to form an equation connecting A and B. Be careful, because they are not the same. Remember, this one is shorter, this is shorter, and this is, well, not bigger, we can say longer. So in order to make them equal, because we got the equal sign, we are going to put 2 times the shorter queue will give me the same as the longer queue. In this moment we have two equations. We have a minus b equal 10, a equals 2 times b. From now we can work with the method that we like, the one that you prefer. I will work with the elimination method. We got the elimination method. In order to work with the elimination method, both equations should be with a and b in the left side and the number in the right side. So for example, the first one is okay because we have the variables here, but in the second equation we don't have all variables in the same place. So a is in the right place. The one that is not in the place is 2b. We are going to put it in the other side, minus 2b. It will be equal to 0. As you can see, now this looks much more like the problems, like the equations that we have done before. Now we can decide which of these ones we can eliminate. For example, I will eliminate a. In order to eliminate a, we have 1 and 1 here, so we don't have to multiply by any number because we have the same number in a and the other a from the other equation. The only thing we have to do, we have to multiply any of these equations by a sign, by a negative 1. We have minus a plus b equals minus 10. We have a minus 2b equals 0. Now if we do the operation, now that they are both a and a the opposite sign, we can cancel them out. Minus a plus a, we got 0. Plus b minus 2b minus b. This will be equal to minus 10. Now because we don't need minus b, we can multiply by minus 1. So b is going to result into 10. We know now that the cube b has 10 people. When we already found what is the value for b, what are we going to do now is to find what is the value for a. We can replace this value in any of these equations. I will replace in the second one. The second one says a equals 2 times b. If I replace the value, instead of b, I put 10, this is going to give me 2 times 10, so a will be 20. Now we know that a equals 20 and b equals 10 people, and this is going to be our answer. This is the first problem. We are going to do just 2 problems today. We got the problem in page 84, problem 9. This one you must be careful reading and trying to interpret what the problem wants to say. we have the following. The diagram shows a rectangular framework which is formed by rods. The rods are these ones, rods. These ones. They are like a small bars right here of length A centimeters and B centimeters. The perimeter of the framework is 192 centimeters. Okay, this is very important information. The total length of the rods used is 420 centimeters. Okay, another important part. We have to find the values of A and B. So, we have to read very carefully about the numbers that they are giving to me and how to use A and B in order to connect these two variables. We know that the perimeter of the framework is 192, but the framework here is just showing me A and B. So this length down here will be A. How many times? We have 4 times A. And the other length here, you will be in total 1, 2, 3 times B. Now it says that the perimeter of the framework, remember that the perimeter is the sum of all sides of this rectangular shape. So we have to add 3 times B, and we have another 3 times B. We have 3 times B plus 3 times B, and we need to add 4 times A and another 4 times A plus 4 times A. This is going to be equal to 192 centimeters. Now I'm going to raise this. 3 times B plus 3 times B is going to be 6B. 4A and 4A is going to give me 8A equals 192. As you can see, we got the first equation that we are going to work. Let's get reading and let's try to find the other equation. It says the total length of the rods used is 420 centimeters. So the rods right here is talking about the small bars. It's like small sticks. So we have a stick here, a stick here, a stick here, a stick here. As you can see, the length here of these sticks is 8. That's the length. So we have this another stick, this another stick. Well, as the problem says, roads, we have here, 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 and here. So the roads with the length of 8, I'm going to write it with the color red. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have 16 times the length of 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16 of the roads 16 of the roads that they have a length of B. Now, if your question right now is why I'm doing the question like this, you have to read very carefully. The total length of the roads used is 420. So that means that if we put these small bars, the small bars road is a small bar. If we put this road together like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 15, 16, and we have to put the other ones that they have a length of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Remember, here we have 16 times b and another one that is 16 times a. The total length, like the total distance that these two are going to have, is going to be 420 centimeters. Of course, here is like the opposite. Here I put 16 times a plus 16 times b, but it's not going to make any difference. This one can be here first and the other one can be later here, like next to it, and we are going to have the same length. As you can see now, what we have is two equations, and we have to find the values of a and b. So we have 6 times b plus 8 times a equals 192, and 16 times a plus 16 times b equals 420. Elimination method is my favorite, so I'm going to use it. Elimination. So, in order to make this method, we are going to try to eliminate a variable. I would recommend you to eliminate, in this case, a, because if we multiply this number by 2, it's going to be 16 as well. But we can follow the same steps as I showed to you before. We are going to put this number, 16, here. And I'm going to put this number, 8, right here. So, we have here 16 and 8. In elimination method, the good thing is that we can simplify these two numbers, 16 and 8. I can take the eighth part, it's going to be 2. The eighth part is going to be 1. If I do the multiplication right now, what I'm going to have? 6 times 2, 12. So we got 12b. 8 times 2, 16. 192 times 2, 192 times 2, 384. 16 times 1, we have the same here, 16a plus 16b equals 420. Here I forgot to put a. As you can see, the main problem right here is that this one and this one, we have the same number, but they should be the same sign. Sorry, the opposite sign. So because they are not the opposite sign, what we are going to do is to put a negative sign in any of these numbers. In this case, I will put it here. This is going to be minus 16, again minus 16, and minus 420. We can simplify plus 16a minus 16a, they can cancel out. We have 12b minus 16b. It's going to give me minus 4b. Be careful with the sign, please. Now we have 384 minus 420 is minus 36. B is going to be minus 36 over minus 4. If you see, I'm taking the whole number with the sign and everything in order to put here into a division place, into a fraction down there. So we have minus 36 over minus 4 is just 9. So the length of B is just going to be 9. Now that we have the length of 9, what are we going to do? I'm going to take any of these equations and I will replace the value of B. In this case, I will use the first one. The first one is this one, 6b plus 8a equals 192. I will replace the value of b. We have 6 times 9 plus 8 times a equals 192. 6 times 9 is just 54, so we have 54 plus 8 times a equals 192. This can go to the other side. Instead of being a positive number, it's going to be a negative number in the other side. So we have 192 minus 54. So it's going to be 8 times a equal 138. A is going to be 138 divided by 8. I think I have done a mistake right here. 6b, 8 times a, 192. So give me a second. We have 16, 12. Give me a second. We have 8, 6, 92, 16, 16, 420. Oh, no, that's the answer. So the answer is correct. I thought I was not correct. So the answer is going to be 138 over 8, which is 17.25. Remember, A and B, when we are talking about A and B, we are talking about the length, right? So A is going to be 17.25 centimeters, and B is going to be 9 centimeters. And we are done with the exercise. If you got any questions, don't forget you can write to me. I am Mr. Ray from British Bolivian School. Any questions, you can always write me through Teams. Don't be afraid, please. I will be more than happy to answer any questions from these problems or the other ones that I gave as a homework. Thanks for watching. Please see you on class.